Hello and welcome to this tutorial about Google Analytics for Porsche. In this video, we want to introduce you to metrics and dimensions, what they are and how to use them. Also, we will show you some examples of helpful metrics and dimensions to start working in Google Analytics. First, let us explore what metrics and dimensions are. Metrics describe quantitative data, for example page views or the number of sessions per user. Dimensions, on the other hand, are descriptive data, for example page names, model groups, or day of the week. You can combine dimensions like day of the week with metrics like the number of users to gain insight about user behavior on your website. In Google Analytics, you can use metrics and dimensions almost everywhere. In our example, we will have a look at device types and page views. Let's go to the Google Analytics Start page. As we want to gain some insight about user behavior on our website, we choose Behavior, then Site Contents, and then All Pages. This view currently shows us quite some metrics for our website. By default, Google Analytics shows us the dimension Page. Our goal is to look at the data split by device category, so let's go ahead and apply a secondary dimension called Device Category. To do this, we can click on Secondary Dimension, type in Device, and select Device Category. You can now see how many page views on your website came from mobile devices and how many came from desktop devices. Most commonly used metrics include the following: the number of users. A user is defined as a website visitor who has initiated at least one session on the website. If a user has ended a session and visits the website a second time, we will still count this as only one user. The number of sessions. This metric counts how many different sessions users have initiated on your website. The number of page views. This number increases every time a user visits one of your website pages. Reloading the same page counts as a new page view. Unique page views, on the other hand, show you how many different pages a user has visited during a session. There are many more helpful metrics. You can find a list of all metrics linked in the description below. We also have many dimensions to choose from. The dimension Page shows the names of individual pages on your website. Every interaction on the page is specified with 3 dimensions: Event Category, Event Action, and Event Label. Event Category describes the group of interactions, for example teaser. Event Action describes the type of interaction, for example click, download, etc. Event Label gives us detailed information about the interaction, for example the target URL, the description of the clickable element, etc. In Confluence, you can find which values we are tracking for Event Category, Event Label, and Event Action per module. Please find the link for the tracking documentation linked in the description below. There is a special type of dimensions which we call custom dimension, as they are specific to Porsche. Custom dimensions are, for example, model name, model group, and model code. You can find a link to the full list of custom dimensions in the description below. Let's try to use the dimension Page in Google Analytics. The dimension Page is selected by default. We have just applied the secondary dimension Device Category to it. However, it is a little hard to understand which pages we are currently looking at. To better understand the page names, we will exchange the secondary dimension Device Category with another dimension. We will choose the custom dimension True URL. True URL shows the URL as it is on the website. Congrats! You have now learned the basics of metrics and dimensions in Google Analytics. See you in our next video.